All right, so now let's start by creating the function, our Redux function, to fetch all our products. So we're going to do that in, I think for now, let me just close these ones we don't need. If I need them, I'll come back. So we're going to start in the product service, because remember that's where we created the function, for example, to create a new product. So we're just going to duplicate this function here, and then let me just add a comment that describes what this function does, which is to get all products. Aha. Now, of course, the name of the function, I would also like to change it to get products, plural. So get products. Now let's do some modification. Response is equals to axios.get. So we want is going to be get request, and then we're just getting the API URL. We're not sending any data to the database, or to the back end rather. So that means I'll also delete this guy, and then we'll return the response, which will be all of the data in the back end, our product data. So we also need to export this guy. So I'll just come here and just paste that in, so that we can use it from our product slice. So I'll go ahead and save, and then we can head back to the product slice. So in the product slice here, I'm going to duplicate this create async thunk function to, and then I'll modify it to get products. So I'll highlight it like this. Oh, okay, I didn't want to collapse it. I'll just highlight it, aha, and then I'll just come to the end and duplicate it. Now, of course, I'll not forget to add a comment to describe what it does. So here I'll say get all products. That's what it's going to do. And the name is going to be same name as we did before, which is get products. Aha. Then we are not going to send any data. So you see this form data, we don't need it. So here what I'll just do is I'll just add an underscore. All right. Then in our try block, what do we want to do? Of course, the name here we also have to change it. So just this, something that describes what this function does. In our case, we want to get all products. So I'll just say get all. All right. So now we want to return our weight product services dot. Oh, sorry, I need to be dot get products. Okay, and then we're not sending any form data, we're just calling that function from our product services. And I think that's it for this function. So you see, once you've created the function once, it's easy to just do other things with the same format of function. So now the next thing we need to do is to come to our extra reducers. So you see this, our extra reducers here. We're now going to have the different scenarios for when we execute the function to get all products. So you know what, I'm just going to duplicate all of this. So I'll remove this what's it called, semicolon, and then I'll just duplicate all of the cases. So see, I'll just come here, aha, and then I'll just duplicate it downward. Now we'll now go ahead and change all of this here. So this is no longer going to be create product, it's supposed to be get product. So let me just make sure that I have get product, aha. So I'll just change this as well, and here as well, create product. So I'll just do it once, get product. Great. So now let's see what we want to happen when the get product is pending. So we're going to start from pending. So of course, when it's pending, we want to set its loading to true so that we can have our loading state. When it's fulfilled, however, we don't want to do all of this. So I'll set its loading to false. Yes. I'll set its success to true. Then okay, there's something I needed to do for the fulfilled of the first one, which is, let me just show you. Yeah, so the fulfilled of the create product, after I set its success to true, I want to make sure that there is no error anywhere. So I'll just set its error to yeah, to false as well. Okay, so let me also grab this guy And I don't, well, it's not like it's going to cause any problems on the front end because we're not actually displaying something on the UI based on the error, but then it's just good to have it. Okay, so here I will come back to the fulfilled here and set his success to true and set his error to false. Aha, so now we can continue. Now what we want to do next is, aside the fact that we're going to console.log the action.payload, I'm going to get rid of this guy. I'm not toasting anything here. I will now say state.products, and I'm not pushing anything here. I want to set it to be equal to the whole action.payload. Okay, so look at it closely. I'm saying that state.products, which is plural, should be equal to action.payload, which is what we get from the database. Okay, so now let's see the last one. What about when it's rejected, when there's an error? I'll also set its loading to false. I'll set the state.isError to true. So you see why I actually came here and set state.isError back to false. So for example, if maybe your user made a prior request and there was an error, you see, the error will be set to true. And if you are displaying something on the UI based on this error that has been set to true, whatever it is you displayed will still be displayed except you turn off its error here. So that's why we just turned the error off here. All right, so if there's an error, state.message, that's also going to be set to the action.payload, which will be the error message that comes from the database. Then I'm also going to toast that error, in other words, show a notification of that error. So that's about it for this one. So what I'll just do is I'll just go ahead and save this file, and then in the next video we'll now build out the UI to test out this functionality we've created. So I'll save, and then let's see you in the next one.